Okay, with the Black Norton came this spiffy fuel gauge, which uses a sensor right here to sense the level of the gas in the tank without using a float. It does it because you hook this up to the petcock, and the pressure of the gasoline going into the sensor tells the little black box what it should tell the fuel gauge. This is a device you hook up one time to calibrate it. Apparently you fill the tank with gas and set it to full, and then you empty the gas out completely and set it to empty, set the range using this tool, and then once you've finished, you take that tool off and leave it off. And then the little black box tells the fuel gauge what to say depending on the pressure of the gas into this sensor here. This is designed for a negative ground system, and we have positive ground systems. The company, I contacted them, and they said it shouldn't hurt at all to hook it up to a positive ground system. So I'm going to test it now. This is a test bed like we used to do in engineering. Everything's hooked up according to the schematic. I'm going to hook it up with a negative ground system and see what happens. Basically check for smoke. Then I'm going to swap the negative ground and a positive ground, the positive and negative, and see what happens when I hook it up with a positive ground. So we'll see what happens. All right, I'm ready to hook the positive lead to the positive post on the battery. That will set it up with negative going to ground. This slab of metal here is simulating the motorcycle frame. That's ground. The battery is going to be grounded. These wires are grounded according to the display, the diagram. So I'm going to hook up the positive power connector at this point in time, and let's see what happens to the fuel gauge. And this is an experiment I have not done yet, so here we go. It's going to be fun. And we got a little flashing light down here. That's kind of cool. Don't know what that does for a living. Oh, we're showing a quarter of a tank of gas. Cool. Now let's just do this and see what happens. I'm just going to do a little. Well, a little vacuum, man-made vacuum, and it came down from there. See that? That's kind of cool. All right, so I just gave the sensor a little bit of vacuum, and it went down from a quarter of a tank down. So that's kind of neat. So that's the result with it hooked up the way that they designed it. Now I'm going to swap these two wires. I'm going to put the ground on positive and this wire on negative, and see what kind of result we get over here. Whether we get smoke, whether we get this, here we go. Let's find out. My hands will never leave my wrists. As soon as I disconnected them, it fell down to empty. I'm going to put this one over here and this one over here. And absolutely nothing happened over here. If anything, it might have gone a little negative. Let's see what happens here. I got nothing. It is being completely unresponsive. I don't know if that went a little negative when I hooked it up or not. Let's disconnect it. Okay. I'm going to hook it back up the way it's supposed to be with a negative ground. Let's see what happens. And nothing. We got a little flashing light here. But, oh, there it goes. Goes to, okay. All right, guys, I think that pretty well illustrates that it does work when it has a negative ground, and it does not work when you have a positive ground. I think I'll send this video to the company that makes it and tell them, no, it really does matter. in this case. It really does matter. Interesting. Interesting, the more I blow into it, the more I suck into it, it does respond. But when I reverse, nothing happens. So, sorry guys, it only works with negative ground. There it goes. All right, interesting experiment, and I'll let the company know and I'll let the client know that this is about as much time as I can spend on this.